What's going on, YouTube? Back at it with another video. Look, we got us some 10 strangest conspiracy theories. 10 strangest conspiracy mysteries ever that could be true. My mama, that was hard to say. What the fuck? Still back to smell recipes that I was gouging in the mysteries. Conspiracy mystery, conspiracy mystery, conspiracy mystery, conspiracy mysteries. That, what the fuck? Why was that so hard? Damn. But yeah, man. Before we get into this video, man, I need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, turn them post notifications on, sit back and relax. Cause I don't want you niggas to be all tensed up and a motherfucking blood vessel pop out your neck. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be sitting here. Like imagine watching a whole video of the funniest nigga you know, and this nigga motherfucking, and you over there sitting stiff. You fuck around shit on yourself. You sitting there, yo, this nigga funny as fuck, G. I swear to God, nigga, the funniest nigga I ever. Like, nigga, relax. Relax, man. The fuck. Alright, man, let's get into this video, man. I need y'all to like, comment, subscribe. You already know that. Let's do it. For real. Nah, for real.
We tend to turn a blind eye to conspirators and their outlandish theories. But beneath the surface, we may find some assumptions that completely shatter the facade when they're proven to be true. Number 10. This conspiracy theory involves two entities that are well known to society. One of these is known as the nation's first line of defense, the Central Intelligence Agency. The CIA has found itself at the center of various theories such as MKUltra, human experiments, and shadow governing. We then turn to an unexpected aspect involved in this conspiracy, the second entity, the 14th Dalai Lama. The Dalai Lama is a Tibetan Buddhist monk, Tenzin Gyatso, the first to become a global figure. He's known for his advocacy of his religion, and
So that was the first monk. He was the one balancing in the air and on walls and shit. Oh, that was you? Yeah, I need to talk to you. I need to learn that shit. I'm trying to float on nothing. You hear me? I'm trying to float on not a goddamn thing, and I want to do it right. I ain't trying to bust my ass.
the rights of the Tibetan people. So what exactly is he doing in a conspiracy about the CIA? Well, at some point, the Dalai Lama was accused by conspiracy theorists of being a CIA agent. According to the 1998 United States Declassified Intelligence documents, this conspiracy is actually entirely true. The Dalai Lama ended up with an annual subsidy of $180,000. The Buddhist's role in the intelligence agency began sometime in the 1960s. Jim Mann authored a summary of these documents underneath the title CIA Gave Aid to Tibetan Exiles in the 60s, files show. It turned out that the agency was providing the Tibetan exile movement with a large sum of $1.7 million each year, in an effort to fund operations that would directly disrupt and hamper China and its infrastructure. This $1.7 million also included the Dalai.
That nigga look black. That's some sneak shit over there. This nigga look related to me. If you shave all this off right here, that nigga fuck around be my cousin. He look black in Chinese. He cheating. All them look different like they race but him. He do give off monk vibe. Monks do look... No, I take that back. Monks, they do got like a... Like they not fully Asian or Japan or Japanese or Chinese or nothing. Or Vietnamese. They ain't none of that. They monk. They do got like a certain look to them. It's kind of like they kind of black. It's weird.
And its infrastructure. This $1.7 million also included the Dalai Lama's aforementioned salary. The funding, according to former classified documents, was part of the agency's efforts to undermine the communist governments at the height of the Cold War. They focused mainly on the Soviet Union and China. The United States Government Committee not only approved the Tibetan operations, but also authorized the Bay of Pigs invasion of Cuba that took place in April of 1961. The documentation provides an insight into the decade-long covert program in which the agency supported the...
You gotta watch this nigga. That motherfucker looks suspicious. I don't give a damn how good the monks is. Something I don't know. He look like he got something in his coat. Where the fuck his other arm at? Why he just looking straight? Ain't nobody else looking straight. Everybody got like a to him. This motherfucker. That nigga a robot. He got a bomb on him.
Tibetan movement. During this time, the CIA was trying to figure out a way to weaken Mao Zedong's hold on China. The Tibetan exiles were looking for assistance in keeping their movement going after the Dalai Lama and his supporters fled the area in 1959 to revolt against Chinese rule. This event placed the CIA and the movement in a position that would end up bringing them together.
That's one thing about Chinese people, or like, I ain't just that culture. Them motherfuckers gonna build a wall. Them motherfuckers gonna build a long ass wall with stairs on it. They always building these motherfuckers. I mean, they got to get up there, but still, they look a certain way when they do it. Our shit don't ever look like that. Nowhere, it ain't nowhere you go in America where shit look like this. Ever. They build it a certain way, and it's efficient for them and they type of feet.
According to the Dalai Lama, former intelligence officials, and independent scholars, the support for the Tibetans ended in the 1970s. In total, the agency had set a budget of $1.735 million for this operation.
Damn.
The expenses remained at this level for 4 more years, until budget cuts placed their available funds at $1.2 million a year. The Dalai Lama wrote in his autobiography that the CIA had trained and equipped the Tibetan guerrillas, who would carry out raids from their base camp in Nepal. It was in this same book that he also detailed that 2 of his brothers had made contact with the agency for help in 1951, supposedly unbeknownst to the leader. The CIA at this point agreed to help them, not for Tibetan independence though, but rather an effort to destabilize the communist governments. These efforts, though, only worsened Tibet's situation. The documents confirmed that the Buddhist leader was being paid an annual salary for this effort in connection with the Tibetan
put his hands together so good, you know he'll tell you a good ass lie. Just listen. See, the only reason why I came over here was for you. God told me to come over here. I felt that you was going through this. That's why I'm here. No, I'm not finna ask you for no money. What the fuck? Why would I even do some shit like that? What, you must got paid today or something, did you? You know, just be quick to, you know, that motherfucker gonna con you right out your motherfucking pocket. I don't trust any nigga that put their hands together, but the top finger like this and the pinky, you know, it ain't touching. That's weird. Why you got your hands together, but these ain't together? Why these is just loose? I don't trust that shit. And if you doing like this, and he got caught mid-picture, that's weird there. Can't trust that motherfucker. That's that secret monk shit. That's a power. That nigga's gaining a certain type of power that we don't know about, and he just controlling everybody. Look, I'm doing this, and y'all can control like a motherfucker. I need everybody to go to their Cash App, type my name in, send $100. Yeah. Y'all better send it.
Operation. Despite this official declaration, though, he maintains that he was unaware of his brother's arrangements in political action, propaganda, and intelligence operations. The Dalai Lama's personal representative also stated that he had no knowledge of the $180,000 annual subsidy. He also had no knowledge of how this money was spent. It was found that the leader's role in the operation may have been to encourage the Tibetan resistance. The official report also stated that the Dalai Lama received a letter from the United States Defense Department, and this letter described light weapons and financial aid to the separatist movement. Despite his claims of not knowing about the operations when they were being carried,
I ain't gonna lie, now I'm looking at it, nigga, I look more related to this nigga, that thick ass beard and them eyebrows. He looked like my little brother, but now I'm looking at me and like, this nigga kinda look like my uncle. Damn. Yeah, he do a little bit. Fuck. Habib. I look like him. I look like Habib. No cadaver.
carried out. More documents clarified the leader's position in it all. Based on the report and his autobiography, it appears that he was aware of paramilitary training that the Tibetans were being given, which was linked to violent acts. According to one article, the report had called the Dalai Lama a chess piece for the side of the CIA during the Cold War. With the declassification came a shadow of truth that fell over the Divine King. His connection to the CIA, according to the public, did not fit in with the moral authority he had exhibited until that point. It turned out that the conspirators were right. The Dalai Lama did work for the CIA, and remains reluctant to reveal the extent of his involvement and knowledge of the operation.
This nigga's working for the FBI
Number
whole
9.
time. Damn.
This is an old conspiracy theory.
The monk. Telling you, America gonna find a way to get y'all no matter what. I don't care if you in Africa, nigga. You know how to run up trees backwards, nigga. Don't record it. I'm telling you, don't tell nobody. Don't show no white camera crew that come from America that just want to see y'all. Don't show none of that shit, because we gonna find it amazing. I don't give a damn what it is. That shit's amazing to us, and we finna capture you so we can pay to see that. Simple as that. Yeah. That's what we do. So if you overseas or you watching me, we gonna take your motherfucking ass. So if you got talent, nigga, hide that shit or get rich as you can to where now you're a celebrity where we can't take you. Cause I'm telling you, this is America. We gonna come get your motherfucking ass and tax it. Put a tax on top of your talent, nigga. We gonna put a tax on your talent, nigga. Yeah.
That's been around for quite a few years, and again, it involves the United States government. The theory of mind control has been attributed to the CIA and US governments ever since its conception. This conspiracy posits that these entities are controlling our minds by making us think things that we wouldn't naturally be thinking about. This is similar to the MKUltra conspiracy, which has also been proven to be true. While the truth in this aspect may be a bit different from what theorists have suggested, they aren't that far off. It turns out that the government actually did start to develop a type of weapon that could discreetly direct a message to a person through a frequency, hence the term message beaming, or beaming messages.
Or like text message?
Obtained through the Freedom of Information Act, a report was released titled Bioweapon of Selected Non-Lethal Weapons. The report declassified information on a Pentagon report about microwaves that would target the human mind and whisper messages to them. This means of mind control presented itself as a mimicry of schizophrenia. No one else around the target.
Damn, so what if like whole time, nigga, everybody in the house got microwaves and we got these TVs and computers and it's letting out frequencies and you hearing shit. That's why you think you crazy and really you not, and then you drive yourself crazy because you've been like that all your life. Then you get prescribed all this medicine and shit that actually make you crazy. So now you fucking crazy. But really you just needed to take your ass outside. Damn. So that mean like the next generation, all these tablet babies and shit, ooh, they gonna be fucked up. They gonna be dumb as hell. They gonna be fried. Yeah, nigga, when I have a kid, nigga, I'm glad I ain't got one. I'm figuring all this stuff out. Cause when I have a kid, nigga, it ain't no, it ain't, you only come in the house with time to sleep. Stop crying. Care about you being 6 months. No, that's crazy as fuck. You got your 6-month-old. Yeah, but once they get to them tablet shit and they can run, nigga, yeah, get out. And then hopefully, you know, my life is together. I made some good investments. And my life is good to where I got a backyard. You know? I ain't got to worry about nobody working up on my land and snatching my motherfucking kids up. Because you walk, I'll tell you right now, you walk on this motherfucker, nigga, it's snipers in this bitch. Yeah. Nigga, I got something to handle all that. Hey, sir, it's the red Buick pulling up. You want me to handle it? Who's in the front seat? Can you see? As soon as they zoom in, it looks like a lady with a blue backpack on and a child. Oh, that's my auntie. That's Aunt Shirley. Let me, let her in. You know? But if it ain't, nigga, hey, go up there and see who it is for real then. For real?
It would be able to hear this beamed message. Only the target themselves
no
would be able to distinguish the
house.
very audible
Everything
voice
cooked on
among the
stove,
projected
gas.
frequency. This voice would tell the target anything from a secret to an instruction to a threat.
That's actually smart though, no microwave in the house. Cause I mean, like, look, why would I need a microwave? Nigga, my wife gonna cook, I can cook. Nigga, my dad a whole chef, nigga. I can get a chef. Nigga, my mama can cook. Nigga, my granny can cook. My other granny, she too old. She can't really do nothing. Well, my mama, nigga, I get a show. Like, we don't need no microwave. And if we need to heat it up, put it on the gas stove, nigga. Grannies. My wife gonna be like, you crazy? If I ain't crazy, I'm telling you, the microwave is fucking us up. That's why we tripping. That's why we can't get through this shit now. Microwave and them big ass TVs we got all around the house. Turn the motherfucking air dryer off. Yeah, unplug the fucking air dryer. Look at my hand. Unplug the motherfucking air dryer. Like, I'll be running out tripping. See, that's why I'm gonna be watching this conspiracy stuff at night, cause I'll be tripping for the rest of the week. Like, now I'm looking at my TV right now. All this computer shit in front of me. Like, damn.
Articles released in 2019 confirmed that the Pentagon revealed that they were testing some talking lasers. According to the documents, weapons researchers at the Department of Defense have been in the process of developing less fatal weapons for warfare. This included the non-lethal laser that could send brief messages across short distances, and even through glass. Apparently, this sci-fi type device is being developed by the Joint Non-Lethal Weapons Directorate, a military initiative. The scientists and researchers involved are making use of a physics phenomenon known as laser-induced plasma formation. A powerful laser is used to form a ball of plasma, while a second laser oscillates it, creating sound waves. If done correctly, the laser burst can mimic the human language. According to the chief scientist of the effort, Dave Law, this kind of technology may be brought to the table very soon. A video demonstrating the laser's talking abilities circulated on the internet, where the weapon can be heard saying, "Stop, or we'll be forced to fire upon you." The creation of this non-lethal weapon has sounded the alarms of many who've come to learn about it. The purpose of this development is to target potential intruders. Users of the weapon, such as military personnel, would be able to instruct intruders and avoid an otherwise violent response. While it's able to pass through glass, the talking laser hasn't been able to penetrate other barriers. If it does gain some traction and an adequate power source, this non-lethal weapon may see a future of being mounted on a small vehicle for crowd control. But it seems that this isn't even the first or only talking suggestive weapon in development. Researchers at MIT are said to be developing a laser
we got shit like intercoms, you know. Hey, move out the way, you know. Hey, hey, back your car up. Shit, why won't we just use that? Like we've been doing. People move out the way. Turn your red and blue lights on. Niggas gonna move. It could be a crowd of people. You could watch out. Clear the road. Niggas is gonna clear that road. We don't care what type of people it is. They getting out of the way. I need everybody to the right. Everybody gonna get to the right. Shit, grannies, we getting to the right, bruh. We didn't do nothing wrong.
For public use, which uses water molecules in the air. The vibrations of these molecules produce a sound that allows a message to be sent into a target's ear. The message would be imperceptible to anyone else in the area.
Humans, but I see them only
time and time again,
bricks.
We've heard conspiracies relating to mind control popping up, and most of the time we find that they're true. Suggestibility and mind control carried out by the government was an effort of the past, or so we all thought.
Yeah, that's definitely
Number
gonna
8.
kill us.
Another conspiracy theory that the government often finds itself at the center of is the experiment testing that they're accused of conducting on the human population. One of the most infamous examples is the horrors that took place in Unit 731. There are a few accusations that have been made in the past about the CIA experimenting on people, some of which have already been proven to be true. One such case has been named Operation Sea Spray. Operation Sea Spray was one of the apparent hundreds of bioweapon simulations that were carried out during the 1950s and 1960s. The US military focused on a particular bacterium known as Serratia marcescens, which is known to live in both water and soil, and it's known for its ability to produce a red pigment. The bright color ability makes this microbe useful in experiments, since it's easy to see. On the 26th of September in 1950, the crew aboard a US Navy minesweeper ship spent the next 6 days spraying this bacterium into the air, 2 miles off the coast of Northern California in the Bay Area. The aim of this experiment was to determine the vulnerability of a big city like San Francisco to a bioweapon attack. In the days to follow, the military would be taking samples to track the bacteria and how far it spread. They sampled 43 sites and discovered not only had it infested San Francisco, but also had infiltrated surrounding suburbs. Many residents of these areas inhaled the microscopic bacterial spores. The experiment revealed that San Francisco and cities of a similar size would be susceptible to germ warfare, and the experiment was therefore deemed a success. But when the military initiated Operation Sea Spray, they were unaware
a success. So they did this to get. That's why niggas had Ebola, COVID, Octopus 1969. We gonna have all types of shit out here. They just testing on us. Like, oh, what's all that dust over there? You walk over there and sniff it. Now your nose and shit, your brain bleeding and shit. They just don't give a dang about us at all. That's crazy. We some lab ratties.
Of a crucial detail. They didn't know that Serratia was harmful to humans. The germ had been linked to red spots it would produce on infected food and wasn't recognized in clinical conditions. But after just 1 week, 11 of the residents checked into a nearby Stanford University hospital. All 11 of them had urinary tract infections. Doctors noticed that the pathogen they used to treat the patients for an infection displayed a red hue. They determined that the 11 patients were infected with Serratia, which was incredibly rare. Of course, at the time, no one knew about the operation that had just been carried out and authorized by the government. The university began an extensive investigation in an attempt to identify the origins of the red bug. Scientists were able to identify a microbe, and the cases became the first ever recorded outbreak of Serratia marcescens. The outbreak had also changed the region's entire microbial ecology. Despite the outcome of the experiment, Ocean Sea Spray continued as the military released more germs in other cities across the country for 2 more decades. Number 7. In the world of car racing, many great racers have emerged. One such talented individual was the Formula One champion, Nelson Piquet. His son, Nelson Piquet Jr., would later emerge as the first FIA Formula E champion. Piquet would find himself racing in the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix, from which the Crashgate conspiracy would emerge. He would be racing alongside his teammate, Fernando Alonso, and would ultimately win the race, sparking controversy. In 2005 and 2006, Fernando and Renault were world champions, but after his turbulent year at McLaren, the team was left in the midfield position. It was also suggested that Renault would be pulling the plug if the results didn't make some sort of improvement, and so the race commenced at the Singapore Grand Prix. Alonso needed to make a pit stop on the 12th lap for a tire check and to refill his fuel. Given that he was placed—
That nigga look like a sneaky surfboard dingling boy. On me, he look like he'd touch your children and he told him to do it. That shit look weird. Diet Coca-Cola drinking that nigga, he think it's healthy. It's not. It has sugar in it. This nigga eat bananas backwards. He's just different for some reason.
Placed in the midfield, it didn't make sense for him to be given a lower fuel level from the beginning. The disadvantage, of course, caused the driver to drop back, but just 1 lap later, things began looking up for the racer. His teammate, Piquet, had crashed, and the safety car was brought out. As a result, Alonso was able to move up in the order. The remaining drivers in front of him pitted for a refuel, allowing Alonso to win the race. While it was seen by some as a stroke of luck, some of the folks in the crowd and race officials initiated a rumor stating that the crash was no accident and that it was done intentionally. It was posited that Piquet purposefully threw the race to allow his teammate to win the Singapore Grand Prix. While officials and fans ignored this conspiracy, the truth couldn't be hidden for too long. Despite claiming that the crash was a mistake, just 1 year later, Piquet revealed the scandal. The crash was in fact deliberate. The racer explained that Renault officials had instructed him to crash. The incident, though, was played out in a much too obvious way. It occurred at turn 17, an area that required racing drivers to slow down, making it almost impossible to crash there. It was one of the few locations on the route that was difficult to quickly clean up, and the safety car was deployed at the exact same time that every other car on the track, aside from Alonso, needed to be refueled. Adding to this scandal was the disastrous pit stop that Ferrari driver, Massa, had taken. When he was given the green light to go, he was still connected to a fuel hose, knocking over a few mechanics as he drove off. They struggled to remove the hose when the driver stopped, and he was forced to rejoin at the back of the grid, and was also given a drive-through penalty. This rumor and subsequent truth of the matter led to the World Motorsport Council to intervene. They investigated what happened, and Renault ultimately faced permanent suspension and disqualification. Piquet was awarded immunity, and Alonso was entirely unaware of the plan until the racer came out with the truth. A key figure in the scandal was the Renault team principal, who was banned indefinitely. Number 6. Among the alien conspiracies and UFO sightings, a rumor emerged that there were extraterrestrials buried in a desert of New Mexico, a theory possibly connected to the Roswell incident. This conspiracy was proven true as recently as
You get dropped off right there. Just you and your dingaling, nothing. Maybe a cell phone. What you gonna do? I mean, ain't nothing you can do but walk, but you think you gonna survive? No. You're just gonna be out there, you and God, praying. Cause like it look like nothing out there, but there's stuff out there watching you, trust me. And they probably finna come get your ass. And it's like nowhere to go. You don't know if you walking the right way or not. Snakes and coyotes and stuff to worry about. It's cold. Then it's finna get hot as hell. You hungry, thirsty. Coochie stank. It's just all types of stuff going on. And then you finally see a house you kind of don't want to go up to it because like, what the hell is this random ass house doing here? Why are you living way out here? You know, it's like, just scary.
2013, but not in the way you would expect. The truth about this theory begins with Atari Games Corporation, the American producer of video games. While most of the games they released were a success, there was one in particular that was labeled as a gaming disaster. It was E.T. the Extraterrestrial, the game for the Atari 2600. It had been based on the 1982 blockbuster of the same name, but the game was nothing more than a confusing mess, leaving players incredibly frustrated with it. The E.T. character was sent to travel through a wraparound world that kept returning the players to the exact same screen over and over again.
Right.
There were also pits all over the ground in which the alien's phone is hidden, which for some reason would constantly trap the player inside. After this, Atari began to run into some trouble. The owners of the company were making some pretty questionable business deals. Programmers were making terrible games. The CEO was fired, and hundreds of employees were laid off. Millions of video game cartridges were left unsold. So what was Atari to do with so many cartridges that they weren't going to sell? According to the legend, the company loaded a fleet of trucks full of millions of copies of the game that had sent them spiraling into disaster. The games were laid to rest in the ground in the middle of the New Mexico desert, just miles away from the world's first atomic blast. Rumors circulated that the extraterrestrials were buried in the desert, but it wasn't until 2013 that this conspiracy was proven true. One documentary crew who'd heard of the landfill that held the copies
said extraterrestrials was buried. They talking about E.T. video games. They buried some aliens out there in the damn. Nigga, they talking about E.T. video games. Sorry, I gang. Leave them bitches right where they at. The dirt. Unless they cost some money now.
In the Alamogordo, New Mexico desert, decided to investigate, and they ended up unearthing millions of unsold games. The story of Atari burying the games under the cover of the night was revealed by various media outlets, such as the New York Times. But gamers debated the truth of the story for years, passing it off as an urban legend. The city ended up selling 881 of the cartridges, gave 100 to the documentary crew who discovered them, and donated another 23 to museums. The remainder of the games have been left in the archive with their fates undetermined.
Straight museum
So when
material.
conspiracy theorists said that there were extraterrestrials buried in the New Mexico desert, they weren't exactly wrong.
Yeah, they was.
Number 5. It's common knowledge that the Central Intelligence Agency has some influence over American politics. Theorists have accused them of shadow governing and even intentionally destabilizing political opponents through forceful means. It turned out, though, that this class of conspiracy theory was actually true, and it presented itself in the form of Operation Condor. This operation was referred to as a coordinated repression, and it's noted as the Cold War conspiracy that terrorized South America. It was officially founded in November of 1975 in Santiago, Chile, amid the closing
sold to the black man and the black man. This nigga look like he called out shit to sell. 14, 15, 19, 25. This is what he look like, one of them yodeler looking at niggas. That nigga yodel his ass off. He eat hella tacos. I can just see it. But he yodel like a motherfucker. I feel like I seen him in a movie. Is this a movie?
of the first meeting of national intelligence. This effort was a secret intelligence and operations system that was established in the 70s. It was an act that allowed the South American.
They look like they own like a whole little thing. He like he's the main dude. He the one who organized the shit. He started. He's just the captain. He was the brains. Just like, yeah. So I invented and he the one who they best friend that was with him, but this nigga just stupid. He always just do some dumb shit. They be slapping him in the back of the head like, what? Oh my God, why would you do? But they never fire him because they love him. And he just like, he dumb. So he kill you. Simple as that. That's why he got the soldiers and shit. Yeah. That's usually how a little team goes.
In military regimes to coordinate intelligence information. Together, they seized and assaulted political opponents, with the key members being Argentina, Chile, Paraguay, Uruguay, Bolivia.
That nigga definitely eat babies. You can just look, Benjamin Button looking at a nigga. You could just look at this man and be like, Illuminati. That nigga might drink your blood. I don't know.
And Brazil. Ecuador and Peru later joined in. In May of 2016, for the first time in history, Operation Condor was recognized as a supranational criminal conspiracy. It was one that was organized to disappear political rivals across the borders. The effort saw coups and assassinations that sought to persecute and eliminate the social, trade union, political, and student activists. Operation Condor directly targeted any form of left-wing sympathizers in South America between 1975 and 1983. A copy of the invitation that was sent by the Chilean National Intelligence was discovered in Paraguay's Archive of Terror. That copy had been sent to General Francisco Brights, the chief of the Paraguayan National Police. The founding document detailed the context of the coordinated repressive operation through the following phases. A database was created on guerrilla movements, left-wing groups, religious groups, liberal politicians, and supposed enemies of the authoritarian regimes. Then, people who were considered to be political enemies were found and attacked. The third and final phase saw that operations were carried out to track and eliminate people located in other countries in Europe and America. The third phase of the operation was the most secretive part. It also saw the formation of teams from countries involved in it. These teams were tasked with traveling to non-member countries to carry out further assassinations. Declassified papers further revealed that various United States government agencies had early knowledge about this effort, but did nothing to stop it until the third phase had been reached. The investigations into the Operation Condor crimes started in 1999 and were initiated by two lawyers, David Bigan and Alberto Pedroncini. They'd filed a legal complaint on behalf of 5 individuals who had disappeared. Each of these missing individuals was of different nationalities who had disappeared. Each of these missing individuals was of different nationalities and has been part of a repressive coordination. The argument was that the disappearances had been carried out in a conspiracy scandal among the highest-ranking members of the military and political leaders. The existence of the operation, its repressive and its criminal nature prove that the CIA does in fact have more of an influence on America and American politics than we're led to believe. It appears that the theories of shadow governing and political control were based on fact. Number 4. For decades, since the conception of tobacco, many believed that the companies that sold the substance and related products were hiding something critical. While we know today that tobacco and cigarettes are the leading cause of cancer, it wasn't always like this. The concept that smoking could cause lung cancer has been around since the start of the 1950s. Despite research linking the act of smoking to cancer, it wasn't until the 1990s that that was confirmed to be carcinogenic. It was also around this time that many of the large companies and the tobacco industry as a whole were found to have conspired to hide the effects that smoking has on the body. For decades, international tobacco companies have denied and argued against any evidence that smoking could lead to serious and often fatal diseases.
Hello, tobacco plant.
Internal tobacco industry documents have since been declassified and revealed the conspiracy that's come to be known as Operation Berkshire. In 1977, 7 of the leading companies in the industry conjured up a conspiracy to promote controversy over smoking and illness. For some time, advocates for tobacco control have suspected a collusion among the companies over their refusal to admit that smoking can cause many diseases like lung cancer, heart disease, and emphysema. And it seems with the declassification of these documents, the suspicions were absolutely right. The leading conspirators in Operation Berkshire were Philip Morris, R.J. Reynolds, British American Tobacco, Rothmans, and a few other companies. These documents disclosed that these entities promoted controversy and directed reassurance towards smokers through lies and cover-ups. In their efforts, the members of the Operation Berkshire discussed the feasibility of joint industry research into the supposed benefits of tobacco and smoking. They referred to a program called Smoker Reassurance, which would be an effort to counter the rise in social unacceptability of smoking. Morris was also recorded in the meeting notes to have agreed to establish 3 working parties to deal with the social acceptability, benefits of smoking, and other possible causes of smoking-related ailments. Operation Berkshire wasn't the only effort that the tobacco industry deployed in an effort to disguise the health risks linked to smoking. Another project was Operation Mayfly. It involved a field test in 1981, during which tobacco institutes in Australia and New Zealand were utilized. This effort sought to influence and change public opinion for a more favorable outcome towards smokers, the industry, and smoking. The creation of this controversy and the implementation
plants thinking you eating some greens, your teeth gonna fall out. Like, this tastes like cigarettes. Nigga, you thought you was getting some cabbage, boy? No. Nigga thought you had a banana leaf? No, nigga, that's tobacco-yaki. Oh, God. That shit nasty.
Of the conspiracy greatly delayed the control measures of tobacco and smoking throughout the world. The declassified documents also found that the companies had internal studies dating back to the 50s relating to the side effects of smoking. Tobacco and cigarettes contain harmful substances including cyanide, tar, lead, and arsenic. In 1959, Big Tobacco found out that it also contains polonium-210, a radioactive isotope. While the companies could have removed it and made absorbing nicotine harder, they chose not to because it would have affected the companies and their profits. Number 3.
Damn, this is number 3, but I gotta go because my granny just called me. I can't pause this motherfucker, so I gotta get off here because I know she need me to come over there because it's like 1 in the morning. What the hell she need at 1 in the morning? I don't know, but I need to find out. So I gotta get off here, y'all. Peace, man. Y'all be easy. Have a good night, good day, good morning, man. And take care of y'all people if they need help, man. Because what goes around, come around. Somebody might help you one day. I'm gone.